If you're suffering from type 2 diabetes or you are worried about getting type 2 diabetes, in the next 90 seconds, your whole life is about to change. Because you're about to discover your skyrocketing blood sugar levels weren't supposed to skyrocket at all. You just thought they were. Because this is what you've been told. And what you've been told is not true. And it's time you know about it. If you're here, it means you're hurting. And if you're hurting, you should know this. This is not a burden you have to carry for the rest of your life. And thanks to this world-renowned scientist, you can now break free from it for good. When your weight first climbed a bit, you didn't think much of it. And when your vision turned hazy, you ignored that too. This was just a natural part of getting older, right? But then it got worse. And you actually started to feel years older. A person you didn't recognize anymore. You began to feel like your body is working against you as months and years went by. Like your good health was being robbed from you before your very eyes. Your energy is leaving you. You now worry all the time. You can sense the blood tingling whenever you eat just one tiny slice of cake. You look years older. You feel years older. You don't look at yourself the same way. And deep down, you know, neither does your wife. You went from fit to that fat guy, and then to pathetic, and all it took was a spike in your blood sugar. You keep wondering when it will stop. But it won't stop until your vision or your leg is gone. You are in a constant fight. Your very identity is shaken. Am I really the person I used to be? Will my spouse ever see me the same way? Will I ever see myself the same way? You find yourself at a crossroad. Everyone you trust is telling you to accept it, adapt your diet, and go on with your life. But for many of you, not graced with perfect glucose levels, that's just not an option. Before you found this page, you've probably looked at countless other solutions, pills, insulin therapy, even surgery, noticing that they were either too expensive or too time-consuming, and none had promise of long-term results. And dark hopelessness is setting in. You don't know if it will ever go away. If any of this rings true for you, I just have one thing to say. It isn't your fault. It really isn't. You, along with hundreds of millions of other women and men, are suffering from the exact same problem, thinking the exact same thoughts, and are coming to realize the exact same thing. None of this crap you're being offered makes it go away. Excuse my French. If you feel as if you've wasted your time and wasted your money, I hate to say it, but you have. I'm a type 2 diabetes expert, and believe me, all my patients use metformin. It's not like they haven't heard of it. They use it every day. And yet they're still in my office, plagued by this terrible disease, miserable, now ready to go under the knife to fix this problem. I thought I was doing them a service by writing prescriptions, recommending surgery. I really thought that. Until one day, a day that changed me forever. I realized it just doesn't have to be that way. I realized that a problem that seemed out of our control was actually very much in our control. And the $30 billion diabetes industry that's cashing in this most difficult time of your life, instead of curing us, they don't even attempt to offer a cure to this condition, a condition which is in many ways destroying our lives by the millions. I will admit, the products they offer us may have some results for a little while, but are they the complete solution? How long do these results actually last? Here's a little secret they don't want you to know. Did you know that metformin was launched in the market even though doctors admitted they have no idea how it actually works? In fact, they are still searching how and why it lowers sugar levels. They know nothing about it. And guess what? It was recently discovered that the drug contains a cancerous substance known as NDMA, forcing Big Pharma to recall it. And yet this was being sold for decades. You think they weren't well aware of its nasty side effects? If you don't believe me, Google up the metmorphin scandal right now and see for yourself that this is not the real solution to type 2 diabetes. The dirty truth is, they don't want a cure. Because if your diabetes is cured, there is nothing for them to sell you month by month that will fill their deep, greedy pockets. And by the way, that kind of thinking is what's at the head of many medical problems we face today. The medical industry is no longer interested in cures because you only pay for a cure once, but their products make them money for life. That's why there's so much talk of a cure for everything from chicken pox to yellow fever, but no cure for diabetes, which is the 9th leading cause of death worldwide and per capita causes as much suffering as any of these diseases. But now, if you aren't mad enough, I'm going to send your blood boiling. What if I told you they aren't looking for a solution to type 2 diabetes because there is already a solution to type 2 diabetes? And that solution has been known to the diabetes industry for over 6 years. And yet this solution hasn't made it into any of their products or been covered in a single article anywhere online. Why? Because it's being suppressed by those in power to protect their mega empire. I really hate to tell this to people because it's really hard to swallow. Type 2 diabetes is one big mirage, a problem that had a solution long, long ago. A problem you don't need to be suffering from because your body and nature already have everything you need to reset your sugar levels and keep them stable until the day you die. And it's nearly free and lasts longer than any product on the market would promise you. This solution has been conveniently avoided by the diabetes therapeutic industry. When someone attempted to make a product with these ingredients, they were beaten down with threats for litigation before their product ever saw the light of the day. Why? Because it had in it an exotic all-natural compound most have never heard of that begins to lower your A1C levels within hours of taking it, with new 100% healthy sugar levels than what any other product on the market would guarantee you. This was proven beyond any shadow of doubt in a study of 1,010 men and women who almost universally achieved these results that no other diabetes product could dream of having. So why weren't these product creators on TV? The story of this incredible solution would have been the biggest health headline in a decade, and yet it was immediately suppressed by the powers that be to protect their snake oil business. Because this rare compound, which costs almost nothing and has zero side effects, took this 47-year-old man from this to this. I ask you again, why wasn't this in the papers? The health magazines? Don't you think they'd be embracing a solution like this? Well, now you know better. The explanation is simple. $30 billion in reorder sales from disposable factory-made products like metformin. This money and their goons are the only things standing between you and this solution. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but as an insider in this industry, I can assure there is a conspiracy to keep you from the true solution to hair loss. And all the proof you need is right in front of your eyes. This 29-year-old woman went from this to this, and this 60-year-old man went from this to this. Those are new normal AC1 levels restored after 8 years of battling type 2 diabetes. But you'll never get near any of these results unless you stay tuned here until the end of this video, when I blow the lid of what happened here. What follows in this video is the part where we were threatened with a lawsuit if we kept it up. They said, take it down or force us to begin litigation, even though we haven't done anything illegal. You have to wonder, why are they worried about a small guy like me, who has no power, when they are building companies worth over $30 billion? I'll tell you why. The cat is coming out of the bag now. Their diabetes solutions aren't actually solutions. They are money drainers. They claim to be the experts, but as usual, the emperor had no clothes. It only takes one little child to say it, and the whole kingdom comes crashing down. And I guess that child is me this time. They have something to hide. We don't. We publish our tests comparing them to the major brands, and as you can see, we achieve lower AC1 levels, get rid of excessive weight over longer periods of time than any of all the 3 major brands, with one major difference: absolutely no side effects. Well, I shouldn't say that. There are side effects. Our people feel more healthy, they have more energy, and they sleep better. Because when you stabilize your glucose levels, you actually do more than that. As it turns out, there is a solution to diabetes. Only one problem: it doesn't drain money out of your pockets every month. Which puts me in a unique position. Because for me, this isn't about the money. I made my money already. Because it isn't fair that this natural solution is kept from you. It isn't fair that you have to suffer one more day. Like I said, my name is Keith Hatcher, and I live in Chicago, Illinois, with my lovely wife Cecilia and my son Logan. I graduated from Chicago Medical School, and I was, for a time, one of the foremost endocrinologists in Chicago. Many well-known athletes and celebrities have come to my practice for the all-revolutionary and high-edge treatments we provide. On the outside, I was top of my game, but I wasn't really all that happy inside. I knew that my practice was imperfect. It's hard to admit this, but at least 15% of my patients still had to watch their diet, check their blood sugar, and avoid carbs. Most of my competitors were around 45%. Some call type 2 diabetes a snake in the grass for this very reason. It always lingers and sneaks up on patients and their doctors. It was a horrible cost of doing business to not treat someone 100%. But I figured I was helping more than I was hurting, at least providing better service than my competitors. And I went on with my life. But I was really deeply wishing inside there was a way I could help these people with no harm at all. Lying in bed, I wondered if what I was doing was really right. After all, the essence of the Hippocratic Oath I took was to do no harm. Did I really deliver on that promise? I shoved these thoughts in the back of my mind until a window cracked open for me one day. It started when a man named Darius Vaitkus came into my office. Vaitkus was in the prime of his life, but he wasn't feeling prime about it. And his disease was out of control, he was overweight, and now had to take insulin shots daily. His glucose levels were over 320. He was extremely distraught. I asked him about how long this was going on, and he literally started to cry in my office, telling me it started when he was 12. It has been a living hell ever since. He even tried to hide his condition from pretty much anyone. Said he wanted to live like a normal person and have fun without worrying about sugar and carbs. Eventually, he missed out on dating, vacations with friends, college parties, all because of this hellish disease. I've had people who are upset, but I never saw a patient so emotional about their blood sugar problem. So I dug a little deeper to find out why. Turns out, he lives in Chicago, Illinois too. He is the only one in his family who suffers from type 2 diabetes, including his parents and grandparents. It was very lonely. Darius had a gastric bypass procedure, and it was successful. He is extremely happy now. He recently sent me a picture of himself with his new girlfriend, who is beautiful. The whole incident shook me. Something bothered me about it, and I had to figure out what it was. I looked up his name, and I found out it was a very common Lithuanian name, a Baltic state in Northern Europe. Why haven't I seen a Baltic person in my office before? After all, they had a large community here in Chicago known as Little Lithuania. Why was he the only among his Lithuanian friends, when in the United States, it's unfortunately common to see young people, even adolescents, having type 2 diabetes, so I started to research. I found that type 2 diabetes is to a large extent a geographical issue. Type 2 diabetes is pretty much spread in every corner around the world, except from these dark blue-colored regions. If you don't believe me, go yourself to Estonia, Lithuania, or Ireland and try to find someone having an A1C level over 5.7%. You'll struggle. Go there and see it for yourself. I wondered, is that all genetic, so we could use this information to help find a solution like the one I'd been dreaming of? So I looked for studies that might help me figure out why some countries had so much problem with type 2 diabetes and others didn't. I have a med school buddy who is a researcher for Lupin Pharmaceuticals. I thought he might be able to shed some light. I was surprised to hear him say that Lupin Pharmaceuticals has done a lot of research on diabetes, but most studies are not released to the public. For reasons I quickly understood, I asked if I could see them. He said to give him a few days and he should be able to get the clearance he needs. And he did. Like a kid in a candy store, I looked that research over from cover to cover. Then ran a search to see if there was anything on ethnicity and geography and its effect on type 2 diabetes. As it turns out, there was a large study done on this exact topic, working with a large sample population from each of the major countries involved in the analysis. The research was exhaustive. It was a tremendous study analyzing everything from their lifestyle to their genetics. They went so far as to analyze not only blood types, but the concentration of certain vitamins and minerals in the blood related to type 2 diabetes. The study also mentioned brown fat, which in low levels is responsible for elevated blood sugar levels. I was no stranger to brown fat. You see, brown fat, also known as brown adipose tissue, is a very special type of fat that activates once our body is exposed to low temperatures. As years go by, your body's ability to switch on brown fat declines. The lower your brown fat levels are, the more chances you have of getting explosive sugar levels. Now, having lower levels of brown fat than the average person is not all bad. People do live in different regions with different climates after all. But when its levels get to an extreme low, it leads to constant fatigue, reduced insulin sensitivity, and accelerating glucose levels. In basic terms, what this special type of fat does is it stabilizes your metabolic rate and stops your sugar levels from running wild. You see, all of us are born with brown fat. Contrary to white fat, whose mission is to store excess calories that turn into unwanted pounds, brown fat is doing something far more important. It actually burns those calories, meaning it breaks down glucose and fat molecules, stabilizing blood sugar and containing our body weight. It is just that once we reach adulthood, most of it is gone, except for tiny amounts on our shoulders and neck. But here's the thing. Brown fat can be recruited. This means that our body has the ability to create brown fat even when its amounts are very low. And it does that by converting white fat into brown fat. Now here is when things got interesting with the study. As the study says, our body converts white to brown fat because of a protein called perilipin 5, also known as PLIN5. Both men and women produce this protein, and as we get older, the amount of PLIN5 in our bodies plummets. Now wait a second. If this protein is found in very low quantities in older people, then why would a guy like Darius Vaitkus in the prime of his life would get type 2 diabetes? It didn't make sense. But then the study quickly showed something that shocked me. As it turns out, low amounts of PLIN5 had nothing to do with aging, as most scientists tend to believe, but it had everything to do with geography. Yes, geography is responsible for your spiking glucose levels. As it appears, people from certain regions of the world consume higher amounts of minerals and vitamins that naturally increase the production of PLIN5 in their body. Therefore, the higher the amount of this protein is in your body, the higher the brown fat levels are, and the faster your blood sugar starts regulating. And all your diabetes-related problems go away. The study mentioned a special compound, the insulin plant, that taken in the right doses is literally the solution to type 2 diabetes. I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. I asked my friend, whatever happened with this study? He said that the study was abandoned about a year after they started it. I said, why abandon it? That's the greatest study ever on diabetes. He said, well, that was the time they figured out how to make metformin. I said, you mean they ignored this organic compound? That's the actual solution to type 2 diabetes in favor of a chemical that causes gastrointestinal infections, even life-threatening diseases, and countless other side effects. He said, yes, basically. You know how it works. All too well was all I could respond. The insulin plant works better than anything you've seen on the market. You don't need to take it for the rest of your life. It naturally equilibrates the values of brown fat and increases the blood sugar regulator, which is the PLIN5 protein. Now, even though this study was halted, I knew it was my job to pick it up where they left off. Maybe this was the reason I got into this industry in the first place. To find not a way, but a solution. The solution that nature is waiting on us to discover. This solution was right here the entire time, and it's almost free. So I gathered together a team of scientists who were friends of mine, and we developed a cocktail of the ingredients that not only help create this effect in powerful and rapid ways, but what we wound up with is what we call sugar balancing cocktail of the ingredients that supercharge all the effects seen in that study. So it works fast and resets your insulin production and normalizes blood sugar. This is the cocktail of getting rid of type 2 diabetes. And the craziest part is, until today, nobody in the world has ever heard of it. But you. My first big experiment with the sugar balancing cocktail was Paul Stoneveld. He was suffering from advanced type 2 diabetes and even had partial vision loss. Mainstream thinking had it that his vision would never recover. He was 34 years old. He was depressed. He used to be popular among women before this mess happened to him. He wanted to have surgery, I said, not until you try this. We gave him the sugar balancing cocktail according to the parameters we discovered in our tests. He thought it sounded strange, but he obliged. Soon after, I got an email from him with this picture attached. I couldn't believe it either. This turned his entire life around. He started going out again. He now has a girlfriend who's a stunning model. He started picking up baseball again. He is a new person. They say the clothes make the man. But in truth, from my experience, it's confidence that does it. Ada Sermon is a woman whose sugar levels looked like this. She was 50 years old, still in her prime, and she was certain she would never indulge in her favorite foods like pasta or pastries ever again. She tried the cocktail and looked at her now. Mr. Shapiro was recently divorced, going back to the dating scene, and was getting no interest. This is how he came into it day one. And this is after he tried the sugar balancing cocktail. And here's the beauty of it. With the sugar balancing cocktail, you don't need to cut out carbs. You don't need to watch your diet 24/7. You don't need to pierce yourself again and again, or go raw, or exercise. You just have one thing to take, and it takes less than a minute. Now here's something you didn't know. Those testimonials are just the tip of a very large iceberg. We have them pouring in from every part of the country, and yes, every part of the world. We try to catalog all of them here, but they are literally coming in too fast to put on the website. And it all happens because we put this sugar balancing cocktail inside a supplement capsule, an all-natural solution that anyone can take at home. We called it Glycosil Forte. This solution has helped thousands already. A product like no other because it gets to the root of the problem. It's all natural and it's one time, which means you won't have to buy anything else from us again. You cannot find a type 2 diabetes product that has all these benefits because it simply doesn't exist. We are the first to bring this to market, and by the looks of it, we'll be the only ones for quite some time. So now, it's time to ask yourself, 1 year from now, who do you want to be? Do you want to be the person that never lets loose? That always has to calculate to fight temptations and control his life 24/7? Or do you want to be the person who lives carefree, happy, healthy, without the crippling effects after you eat only a slice of pizza? The one whose spouse gets giddy to see when you come home, or the one she feels sorry for? And when I talk about these dreams, they really aren't dreams at all. These are real results, as I'll explain in a moment. This is really happening. A new era in your life is about to begin, greater than what you've ever experienced before. You will have every person you know burning with envy and crowding around you like you're a celebrity asking how you did it. But you will be the only one who knows the secret solution to rock-steady glucose levels. Now there is one thing that may worry you. You might be wondering about the price of this product. So let me just turn that question back to you. What would you be willing to pay to know you'd never need to worry about losing your vision or your leg? Really think about that. Would you pay $500, $1,000? Personally, I would pay more. Any sane man would. This is your health we're talking about here. So could I charge that much? Absolutely. And I'd have people lining up. But the truth is, I'm not here to make myself money. I'm retired and I'll be just fine. I'm here to make an impact. I'm here to make a dent in an industry filled to the brim with lies and misinformation. And I'm here to create another success story for my portfolio. Your success story. So even though industry experts are telling me that it's easily a $397 product, we decided to charge half of that, bringing the price down to $197. But then I decided I don't want anyone to miss out because of the price. And we both know times are tough, especially these days with all the things going on in the world. So Glycosil Forte is now just $97. But hold up. Because during the first days of our online launch, we are allowing you to get in at an even lower price and 2 additional bonuses, bringing you down to $69 for a bottle of Glycosil Forte. Look below at the order button to see if this early bird price is still in effect at this time. When the early bird price ends, we go back to $99. And here's something important. I'm going to make this entire deal even better than it is, because I've seen how depressing it is to witness your health going downhill and feel completely powerless about it. I'm going to give you a package discount on 6 bottles of Glycosil Forte. You can get them for only $49 per bottle and free shipping. for as long as the supply lasts. Once we run out of stock, the discount is gone forever. So click the 6 or 3 bottle package below and secure your order now. 3 bottles might be enough to unlock brown fat and restore that steady blood sugar levels of yours. However, 6 bottles could also supercharge your metabolism and make you immune to serious problems that come with spiking sugar levels, such as heart disease, cognitive impairment, kidney issues, and vision loss. I know with this price, we've made it easy for you to jump on board and start getting results with Glycosil Forte. And right now, I'm going to make it impossible for you to say no. That's because of our special guarantee, which is unlike any guarantee you'll ever get from any product in the type 2 diabetes industry. They would simply go out of business if they had to defend this guarantee. That means you have 60 days to try our product. And after 60 days, if you don't see the results you're looking for, or you want your money back for any reason at all, you don't have to explain yourself. You get your money back in your account with no questions asked. So take your time with this product. Give it a try and show it to others you trust, so you can decide for yourself that Glycosil Forte is the right thing for you. Because we don't keep anyone's money unless we've fully given you the results we promise. No red tape, no hoops to jump through. You have my word on that. I take your trust in me very seriously. I will make sure you succeed. Which is why we also provide top-notch, around-the-clock customer service and expert support for life to help you through every aspect of this process. We're coming to a close, and it's time for you to make a decision. You have a simple choice to make. You can do nothing. And your sugar levels, along with your health, will keep spiraling down like an old picture of Michael J. Fox in Back to the Future. And your life, in general, will continue on a downward slide. Your spouse will no doubt find you more of a burden as time goes on. And the same thing will be true for any other people you have in your life. You can go down that road. Or you can choose to join thousands of people who are stabilizing their sugar levels right now and loving every minute of it. They have bright faces and bright futures. Futures that look up, not down. In my opinion, you deserve to be part of that. I believe it's time you take your life back. It's hard enough as it is without piercing yourself every day. This may come shocking, but I'll tell you this. If you don't do this a year from now, when you look in the mirror at a weak and overweight body, and your spouse has lost any interest in you, you're going to think back to this video, and you're going to know that things could have been different. Resetting your AC1 levels is a great blessing. It's up to you to bring that blessing into your life. It's easy when I show you the way. All it takes is a small investment today that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. So make your decision. Here's what you need to do to get started. Select the 6-bottle package or any package you want, click the order button below, and secure your order. Fill in the details on the next page, and we'll rush Glycosil Forte directly to your home in just a few days from now. So click the button now and secure your package. And together, let's get those steady levels back. And if you have any doubts, here's the answer. Don't say yes, just say maybe. Click the button and just give it a try look. If you want to know what it's like to be the only person with perfect labs and explosive energy, even in their 70s, then do it now. You'll never know how much you could have lowered your sugar levels if you don't try. Click the button, fill your details on the next page, and I'll see you on the other side. I know there's that little voice inside of you saying, push this off to another day, or I just don't know if it's for me. It's the same voice that has kept you from all your dreams. There's always tomorrow, or when I have money, or when I feel like it. Well, you know something? I've learned that the perfect moment will never come. The moment of success is a moment you need to create. And I believe that for you, this is the moment. If you don't do this now, next time when you come back to this page, this video might be forever gone, and you've seen the results. You'll never find a product that gives you the results like this one, no matter how far and hard you look. This is meant to be. You came to this page for a reason, not just to spend 20 minutes watching a video and leaving. So make this experience meaningful. Take a chance on your new health. If you risk nothing, you get nothing. And here, there's really no risk at all. So hit that button now. Hit it well and fill out the form. And I'll see you on the other side with a very special announcement. Sometimes, the only reason someone hasn't hit the button is because they have a few questions that need answering. So let's do that right now. How does Glycosil Forte work? As I unveiled in this short video, the silent culprit behind type 2 diabetes is low levels of brown fat inside our body. This special fat is age-sensitive, which means it diminishes the older we get. Why is this important? When its levels decrease, your body can no longer process glucose and your blood sugar is increasing rapidly. And the reason its levels get so low is because of a protein called PLIN5. Glycosil Forte is armed with 5 groundbreaking sugar-balancing nutrients that increase brown fat, ensure smooth insulin production, and maintain healthy sugar levels. Here's a quick breakdown. Sugar-balancing nutrient number 1. The insulin plant regulates blood sugar levels similar to natural insulin, which is, after all, the reason why doctors call it the insulin plant. And a study published in the National Library of Medicine revealed diabetics consuming this plant saw a significant reduction in blood sugar within 20 days, and most participants reported seeing a reduction from day 11. In addition to its anti-diabetic properties, this wonder plant significantly lowers high cholesterol levels, kidney stones, and assists in managing damage in the liver and pancreas. Sugar-balancing nutrient number 2, alpha-lipoic acid, triggers brown fat generation while purging muscle cells of detrimental white fat, a process that makes insulin fully effective and functioning. With a decade of clinical trials backing it up, LA has been shown to consistently reduce fasting glucose, insulin, AC1 levels, cholesterol, and even complications such as diabetic retinopathy, nerve, and kidney damage. Sugar-balancing nutrient number 3, Momordica carantia, otherwise known as bitter melon, produces a special protein that rivals natural insulin, proven in a 3-month study to decrease blood sugar and A1C levels in 24 adults who supplemented with it daily. Momordica carantia is also a potent fat burner, making you feel full for longer periods, which prevents overeating and hypoglycemic episodes. Sugar-balancing nutrient number 4. Berberine stimulates white to brown fat conversion by 50%, meaning faster blood sugar reduction and losing unwanted weight simultaneously. And sugar-balancing nutrient number 5, ginger, a super brown fat enhancer, ensuring healthy A1C and glucose levels. Glycosil Forte is the only all-natural weapon you need against the battle of type 2 diabetes. So go ahead and secure your Glycosil Forte package now. Is Glycosil Forte safe to use if I have allergies? We created this amazing natural solution to type 2 diabetes so that it has no damaging side effects on people who have a variety of common allergies, because the quantities of the ingredients inside are carefully selected to be below the allergy triggering levels. We recommend that if you have any known allergies to one of the mentioned ingredients, you do not take this supplement. For more details, please check the disclaimer link at the bottom of this page. Why haven't I heard of this solution before? This solution has been buried for years by the $30 billion diabetes industry. If the actual way of treating type 2 diabetes would be released to the public, it would cost them hundreds of millions in losses. That's why you need to hurry and secure your package today. We are being constantly harassed by the cabals of this industry to take this video down on the internet. Is Glycosil Forte for everyone? Yes. Glycosil Forte works for anyone, no matter how advanced the disease is and age. It doesn't matter if you're 20 years old or 70 years old. Go ahead and give it a try now. I'm in. What's next? Select your 6 bottles package or any other package, click the order button, fill in the shipping details, and your order will soon be shipped to you. Got more questions? As soon as you get inside, 95% of them will be answered. And there is really no cost to get you in when you can get your money back at any time. So hit the button below now and fill out the form. Oh, and for the other 5% of the questions we might not answer, for that, we have experts standing by, ready and waiting for your support request. You can ask them anything under the sun about type 2 diabetes, the supplement, your order, and more. You will have a knowledgeable, articulate, friendly, and satisfying response within 24 hours or less. So, in summary, the historic Glycosil Forte is a click away right now. I've risked a lot and give a lot of myself to bring it to you. And you won't need to pay a penny for it unless you want to. But it's up to you to make it. Don't wait. You have a simple act in front of you right now that could cause the biggest change in your time that you ever had. It could turn your life into one with more joy, more freedom, less worry, and less pain. Claim that. It's what you deserve. Fill out the form on the next page and feel like you're taking the first step towards a brighter, healthier future. A future where you have full control over your health and can live life on your own terms. Do it now. Claim back your health and freedom. The results experienced are not typical consumer results, and results may vary.